The breathtaking, mountainous, and forested landscape of northern Laos conceals one of Southeast Asia's most mysterious and least understood archaeological cultures, known primarily for the massive stone jars they left behind. The megalithic jar sites of Laos comprise 1 to 3 meters tall carved stone jars scattered across the landscape, appearing alone or in clusters of up to several hundred. These square kilometers of rugged grassland are named as Plain of Jars, primarily due to the presence of 3,000 massive hollow stone vessels scattered across the land. Some of these jars weigh up to 30 tons and stand as tall as 10 feet. Although the locals have long been aware of the Plain of Jars, its discovery by Westerners in the early 20th century prompted archaeologists to unravel the mysteries surrounding these mysterious stone vessels. French archaeologists were among the first Westerners to investigate the jars. One archaeologist named Henri Parmentier observed that while most of the jars were empty, some still contained objects such as ceramic pots, small weapons, and peculiar trinkets like glass beads, bronze jewelry, and children's teeth. Several jars also contained remnants of human bones. Upon closer inspection, it was noticed that a few of the jars were adorned with primitive carvings depicting human faces and figures. Amongst the monolithic jars, circular stone discs presumed to be lids can be found. These discs are sometimes carved with representations of humans, tigers, or monkeys. Despite the bewilderment of academics, historians, and anthropologists regarding their true origins and purpose, the locals have their own explanations. The people of Laos recount a legend that has been passed down from generation to generation and is still believed by many today. According to legends, there existed a race of giants who dwelled in the region and were under the rule of a king named Kun Chung. This king engaged in a lengthy battle against a formidable adversary, ultimately emerging triumphant. To commemorate his victory, it is said that he crafted the jars specifically for the purpose of brewing and storing copious amounts of Lao Hai, a term combining Lao meaning alcohol and Hai meaning jar. Lao Hai refers to rice beer or rice wine contained within these jars, symbolizing the celebration of his conquest. The king of the giants created massive jars as vessels for brewing and storing the wine, which they could also drink from. Modern researchers tried to find an explanation of how early civilizations could have transported such immense and heavy objects from the quarry to their final resting place. That's a journey of up to 10 kilometers, mostly uphill. Some argue that this supports the theory that the jars were crafted by thirsty giants. The megalithic complex in Zagra, Gozo, known as the Gantija Temples, holds a position of utmost significance and intrigue among archaeological sites worldwide. Gozo, one of the 3 islands that make up Malta, lies in the heart of the Mediterranean, a mere 90 kilometers south of Sicily. Gantija stands proudly on a plateau on the outskirts of Zagra. Encircling the Gantija megalithic complex is an imposing boundary wall that stands as one of its most remarkable attributes. Constructed using the alternating header and stretcher technique, this wall boasts colossal megaliths, surpassing 5 meters in length and weighing an astonishing 50 tons or more. Comprising 2 distinct temples, namely the South Temple and the North Temple, Gantija was first excavated in 1826, but scientific exploration did not commence until the late 1920s. The grand scale of these megaliths has captivated the imaginations of all who have beheld them. It is believed that these colossal structures were erected during the Neolithic age, circa 3600, 2500 BC. Consequently, they surpass the age of 6,000 years, making them among the world's oldest freestanding structures and religious sites, predating even the renowned Egyptian pyramids. Local legends persist that attribute the creation of the island's temples, particularly Gantija, to giants. The very name Gantija, meaning belonging to the giant in Maltese, serves as a testament to this ancient tale. As per the folklore passed down through generations in Gozo, it is believed that a female giant, who sustained herself solely on a diet of broad beans and honey, gave birth to a child fathered by an ordinary man. Carrying the child on her shoulder, she proceeded to construct these temples and designated them as sacred spaces for religious practices. As a result of numerous remarkable archaeological findings concerning its previous inhabitants, the Italian island of Sardinia has earned the moniker Land of the Giants. In March 1974, a local farmer came across a significant fragment of a statue while plowing his fields along the island's western coast. This chance discovery sparked 8 years of archaeological excavations and inquiries. Archaeologists ultimately unearthed over 5,000 pieces of intricately carved sandstone, diligently reconstructing them to reveal an army of stone statues representing boxers, archers, and warriors. While a total of 44 individual statues have been discovered, their sheer size is the most astounding aspect. These stone giants reach up to 2.5 meters and weigh 400 kilograms when fully assembled. Equally impressive is the precision of their anatomical features. Despite standing over 8 feet tall, these statues exhibit meticulous geometric details, particularly in their faces. The eyes, for example, consist of perfectly concentric circles, leading many to describe them as having an alien-like appearance. These giants, carved from local sandstone, are believed to date back approximately 3,000 years. Some proponents of ancient astronaut and alien intervention theories argue that their discovery lends credibility to such ideas. Originally positioned as guardians over the tombs of prominent Iron Age Sardinians, these giants stood to watch for only a few centuries before invaders shattered them into the 5,000 recovered fragments. Further enhancing Sardinia's association with the giants are the extensive graves known as Tombs of the Giants. These burial chambers can measure up to 100 feet in length and 8 feet in height. Archaeologists suggest that the oversized tombs were constructed to accommodate multiple bodies. However, local legends persist, claiming that they were built for a race of colossal beings who once inhabited the island. Some even assert the existence of giant bones within these tombs, surpassing human proportions. Luigi Muscus, a local painter and sculptor, recounted his recollections of discovering some of these bones, including skeletons measuring a purported 13 feet in height. According to Muscus and several other locals, whenever these skeletons were found and reported to authorities, they would mysteriously vanish by the following day. The Paiutes, an indigenous Native American tribe residing in certain regions of Nevada, have a long-standing oral tradition that they shared with early settlers of the area. According to their accounts, their ancestors encountered a group of red-haired white giants or barbarians known as the Si-Te-Ka. This narrative was documented in 1882 by Sarah Winnemucca Hopkins, daughter of a Paiute Indian chief, in her book titled Life Among the Paiutes, Their Wrongs and Claims. These giants were characterized as fierce, hostile, and cannibalistic beings. According to the Paiute narrative, a significant battle occurred, resulting in their complete annihilation at a location now recognized as Lovelock Cave. As the Paiute's tale goes, after prolonged conflict, the local tribes united in their efforts to eliminate the Si-Te-Ka. In the final stages of the confrontation, the remaining red-haired giants sought refuge inside a cave. The Paiutes demanded that their adversaries come out and face them, but the giants adamantly refused. In response, the coalition of tribes shot arrows at them while igniting a large fire at the cave's entrance. The smoke forced a few giants out, who met their demise from a barrage of arrows, while the rest either perished in the flames or succumbed to asphyxiation. Over time, the cave entrance collapsed, rendering it inaccessible to humans and becoming a domain solely for bats. In the early 20th century, archaeologists made a remarkable discovery of numerous artifacts within the cave, triggering an extensive excavation of the site. This finding gave rise to speculations that the legend recounted by the Paiutes might have been based on actual events. The initial findings included intricately crafted items such as weapons, tools, woven duck decoys, primitive clothing, and bones purportedly belonging to giants. While it has been widely reported that the remains of 2 giants, including a male measuring over 8 feet tall, were recovered, this evidence has since disappeared. Moreover, among the artifacts found in Lovelock Cave was a sandal measuring 15 inches in length, further supporting the intriguing narrative. Located in Mexico, the Great Pyramid of Chalula, alternatively known as the Great Pyramid of Tepanapa, is a remarkable architectural marvel that dates back 2,000 years. Surprisingly, when the Spanish army arrived in 1519 during their invasion, they completely overlooked this colossal structure. It's quite astonishing considering that it holds the distinction of being the largest pyramid in the world. How did they manage to miss such a monumental site? The answer is rather straightforward. The pyramid is cleverly concealed within the confines of a hill, making it effectively hidden from view. According to legend, the creation of this engineering marvel is attributed to a mythical race of giants who, it is said, once roamed the lands of Mexico centuries ago. Throughout the centuries, archaeologists, explorers, and anthropologists have relentlessly sought to unravel the mysteries held within this monumental site. Their endeavors have aimed to understand its origins, meticulously peeling back layer upon layer of its construction. Yet, despite their efforts, a consensus regarding the identity of the original builders of this majestic structure remains elusive. Within Aztec mythology, a race of colossal beings known as the Quinametsin is described as having played a pivotal role in the construction of the Great Pyramid of Chalula. These imposing giants, exceeding 10 feet in height and weighing over 600 pounds, are credited in some texts with this monumental achievement. According to Aztec lore, these giants once inhabited the earth during a period known as the Sun of Rain. However, their failure to appease the gods led to their downfall. Divine retribution arrived swiftly and mercilessly, as a catastrophic flood poured forth from the heavens, annihilating these colossal beings and others who shared their fate. The mythology highlights the story of a lone giant named Chalula, who managed to escape the devastating flood by ascending the neighboring Mount Lovelock. As the waters receded, Chalula descended and, in an attempt to appease the gods and avert further catastrophe, erected the Great Pyramid of Chalula. His endeavors eventually elevated him to the status of a deity, recognized by the Aztecs as one of the 7 giants symbolizing different parts of the Milky Way. The narrative of the Quinametsin also captivated Spanish missionaries who arrived on American shores with the mission of spreading the gospel. In the magazine of Mexican Archaeology, it is noted that the evangelizers associated the construction of the monumental pyramids with the existence of giants. Drawing inspiration from biblical accounts, the friars speculated that the creators of these magnificent edifices might have been akin to the towering figures portrayed in biblical narratives, such as the renowned Goliath whom David confronted. These stories emphasize the triumph of individuals who overcame adversaries possessing greater stature and strength. According to a narrative recounted by Friar Andres de Olmos, renowned for his expertise in Nahuatl, Huasteco, and Totonaco languages, an intriguing discovery unfolded within the palace of Antonio de Mendoza, the inaugural viceroy of New Spain. Reportedly, bones belonging to a human foot were unearthed, with each toe measuring nearly the size of a human hand's palm. What are your thoughts about this? I hope you like our story. Until the next one.